Welcome to the Latin Wealth Podcast, a podcast dedicated to educating the Latino community about entrepreneurship, investing, and business.
What's going on, Latin Wealth family? Welcome to another episode to Wealth Wednesday. Super excited to get into today's conversation. Now, this is your first time tuning in to the Latin Wealth Podcast. First off, welcome. Welcome to the family. We'd love to see you guys to continue to be a part of the family. So if you guys have not already, feel free to hit the subscribe button to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify listening in, we would appreciate if you leave a rating and review, as this is one of the best platforms out there when it comes to financial literacy, entrepreneurship for the Latino community. We are very, very consistent, and we give you guys high quality information. Look, I just have to keep it real. I have to keep it real with y'all. All right. So if you guys are excited to be a part of the community, feel free to hit subscribe. We got a couple dope topics that we're going to talk about on Wealth Wednesday today. Today we're talking about Apple. And we're talking gold today. We're talking about both, all right? And so we're going to dive deeper into each of these trending news that are going on in the world. First and foremost, if you are new to the platform, usually we have an amazing co-host on the platform. My guy, Jeremiah, he's not here today. He's enjoying some much needed R&R with his family, which I'm always happy to see. The man works hard. He's consistent. We're consistent on here every single week. So he'll be back on next week to have another phenomenal conversation. But look, today we got some good topics that we're going to be hitting on today. We're going to be jumping into Apple. All right, we've talked about Apple a lot on this platform. We're always talking about Apple. You guys know I'm an Apple guy. I got Apple products. Jeremiah, not so much an Apple person. We both love the company to invest in, right? And they've been making some new headlines lately. Now, we've been kind of critical of Apple, especially towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year, because we felt like that they've lacked innovation recently with the company, right? We're getting the same products. We're getting the same thing over and over again, and we haven't really seen nothing new with Apple. We've seen the Apple Vision Pro headset, but we know that was a massive flop. We've also heard about Apple's push towards AI, which is remained to be seen. You know, with their last iPhone, I think it was iPhone 16. I'm losing track of what numbers they're on. That iPhone was supposed to roll out with Apple Intelligence, which is their native AI platform. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it was rolled out with that product. I think they're still trying to roll it out as we speak. I've updated my phone. I don't think my phone has Apple Intelligence on it just yet. So that was a little bit of a flop in our opinion. So Apple is in a position where they need to do something big, right, to continue to excite shareholders and also the out there as well. Like, we're getting to a point where we want to see something new and different. Now, this may not be a new product that they are showcasing, but I think it could be a move in the right direction. And let's dive into it. So Apple has commit up to $500 billion U.S. Investment. And specifically what this means, Apple plans to invest more than $500 billion in the United States over the next 4 years, starting with a new advancement manufacturing plant in Texas. All right. Specifically Houston area. The tech giant said they expected to create 20,000 new jobs over that time, with the vast majority of the roles in research, development, software, and artificial intelligence, AI. So this is huge news. This is a big bet. They're wanting to, it looks like they want to bring more jobs to the United States, clearly. And they're going to be focusing more on research development in Apple and artificial intelligence. Now, this announcement comes days after Apple boss Tim Cook, who met with President Donald Trump, who has made increased corporate investment in the U.S. a priority, right? In its announcement, Apple said that its investment was the largest ever spend commitment. This is a huge commitment. Again, this is $500 billion. And the iPhone maker added it would open in 2026 and create thousands of jobs, as I just stated. So again, the number was 20,000 jobs that they are planning on creating, which is absolutely crazy to see. And what I really want to spend a little bit more time on, of course, we're going to keep you guys updated on how all of this plays out. But how many times have we spoke about on this platform the importance of developing skills and the importance of artificial intelligence? This is another clear indication of where these companies' mindset at, where's their business plan is at, and where's their focus is at. It's on artificial intelligence, right? So I want to bring this article up to you guys and first off, give you guys some perspective, but hopefully this is also encouraging for people out there that are looking to make a change in their career, that are looking to develop new skills. When you see articles like this and you see what these companies are specifically focused on, they're specifically focused on research, development, software, artificial intelligence. This is probably where your mindset should be if it's not already, right? And 20,000 new jobs, I think this is phenomenal. This is going to be in the Houston area. The new factory is going to be about 250,000 square foot. I'm hoping that there's a large percentage of Latinos that will fill some of these roles. You know, there's a lot of Latinos in the Houston area and the surrounding area. So hopefully this is a little encouraging for you guys, but this is also a very interesting, I think this is a chess move by Apple as they're looking to take more of their development from out the country inside the United States. And I can also say this probably has to do with Trump and the tariff situation, 20%. I'm sure they're not going to want to get hit with some of those tariff fees. So why not bring some of those jobs inside the United States? $500 billion. That's a lot of money. That's an expensive dice roll, but you gotta respect it. We'll see how this all plays out. It's supposed to again open up in 2026, thousands of jobs. Hopefully some of our Latinos, brothers and sisters, hop on this opportunity. So very, very interesting stuff there as well. What else is very interesting are the prices of gold. I want to share my screen. I want to give you guys some perspective and some information on gold prices. Before I share my screen, look, gold prices are higher than they've been all time. They've been hitting all-time highs, and we know that gold has been a safe haven investment for investors. Silver prices are lagging, and they're slowly increasing, but it's not moving as much as gold. In an interview with President Trump, said on Wednesday that officials in his administration will go to Fort Knox, the military base that houses about half of the Treasury Department's gold reserve, to make sure the gold is there. Now, this is this is where I would love to have Jeremiah on, because he is the conspiracy guy. He's probably laughing as I'm saying this, but there's supposedly the United States claims that we have over 8,000 tons of gold. Half of it is in Fort Knox. The other half is distributed in some other places around the United States. But he claimed to go there to make sure the gold is there. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to go too deep into that conspiracy. But what I want to go into is the prices of gold and how it's really been increasing over time. And we know with so much uncertainty in the political realm and the impacts of tariffs and inflation, gold has been a safe place where people can invest their money at. All right, so let's look at this, right? So we have two charts here. On the left-hand side, we have the current price of gold, which is at $2,000, $2,900 around, and then we have silver is at about about $32 for an ounce, and again, this is an ounce of gold. And so, what I want to do is the chart you're looking at is 7 days gold price. Now you're looking at it, you're like, yo, Chris, this thing is down. What are you talking about? Always got to check different time frames when you're looking at different investments, you're looking at different companies, you're looking at gold. Check the different dates, and as you can see, if we pull it back 30 days, it's up. It's up pretty well. It's doing pretty well. It's up. This right here, this 9%. I'm not sure what percentage this is. This is probably the daily move right here. But if we pull it back even more, 6 months, you can see it's up a lot. And we just keep pulling it back. 5 years, it's increased so much really since 2024, really mid of 2023. You can see the price of gold has increased dramatically. And again, with so much uncertainty in investing, the political space, even AI and some of these other countries like China that are coming in, people are looking for a safe place to put their money at. And as gold is something that is definitely a safe play, it's going to go up slowly over time. You can see back in 2015, it was hovering. I'm assuming this is probably around $1,200, and now you're at $2,900 for an ounce of gold. So it's only been increased. Let's look at the whole data. And you can see since its inception, it's only went up. It took a dip around, this was probably 2008, it took a dip and it came back up. Now, silver price is pretty interesting because this is actually the 30-year, let me look at all data, let's see, boom. Okay, so this is very interesting. I'm sure we can definitely do another episode specifically talking about silver, but you can see at one point silver was probably around $35, I would say, at this peak, and this was back in the early 70s, and then also peaked around 2008 probably, and it's actually dropped. It dropped a lot since then. So very, very interesting information here. Gold is overall is doing very well. Once you see places like, I'm sure you've seen like places like Costco that are selling gold online and they're selling out. You can see clearly this is where people's mindset is. And I think maybe the theme of this conversation today, you can't go wrong following the money, right? You can't go wrong following the investments. And what I mean by that, at the top of the episode, we spoke about Apple investing into really software development, artificial intelligence. That should tell you something about what you should be looking into. You have companies like, again, Costco that are selling gold. That should give you a good indicator of where you can diversify your investments at. All right. So just keep in mind, gold is something that it is slow, but very, very consistent investment. All right. Now, to talk a little bit more about gold, this is something else that was very interesting that came out. Trump eyes a $5 million gold card plan for high-level immigrants. Now, this doesn't have to do anything with bars of gold, but this is pretty much a way for high-level immigrants to come into the United States. So what I mean by this, let me break this down a little bit. You guys are like, what are you talking about? $5 million, what is this? All right. So in some countries, if you're willing to write a sizable check, you can become a U.S. citizen, right? And the United States is apparently poised to become the next country to do something like this. Around the world, different countries have different standards for those seeking citizenship. In some countries, for example, you're eligible to have a parent who was a citizen. In other countries, it's a grandparent. So there's different countries. If I'm not mistaken, Spain is one of them. Shout out to our guy, Dean. if you can, he made a video about this. If you can prove that you have if you have Spanish descendants in your family, or if you are from a country that was ruled by Spain, such as Puerto Rico, you can actually get your Spanish citizenship from Spain, right? And so the United States wants to do something like that. So for wealthy foreign investors that are willing to pay $5 million, people were able to apply for a visa to live in the United States, courtesy of what is being called as the Trump Gold Card. Now, Donald Trump has announced a new visa program from the Oval Office on Tuesday night, said it can start in about 2 weeks. This is what he quotes and says, it's going to be a route to citizenship, and wealthy people will be coming into our country, buying this card. They'll be wealthy, they'll be successful, they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes. All right, this is what he says. Now, this proposed gold card will be amongst the most expensive visa program in the world. And I'm going to show you some other visa programs in the world that you can look into. It would replace the current EB-5, which was created by Congress in 1999 to generate foreign investments and are available to people who spend about $1 million on a company that employs about at least 10 people. Now, furthermore, let's look into some other countries that offer citizenship by investment. If you guys don't know that there's countries that actually offer this, you may be pleasantly surprised by this. All right, so here's the henleyglobal.com website. Pretty much this is just showing some leading citizenship by investment programs. So if you're looking to get a second passport or second citizenship in a different countries, here are some countries where you don't need to prove that you are Spanish or that you have a family member that lives there. You don't need to do any of that with some of these countries. Some of them you do. A lot of these countries are actually in the the Caribbean, that allow you to do this. For example, Antigua and Barbuda offers one of the most competitive citizenship programs in the Caribbean. Options start from $230,000. So basically what this means is if you can make a $230,000 investment, typically people will buy real estate in these islands. You can obtain your citizenship with this country. Austria has their own. Dominica has their own. Very similar to Antigua. You'll just need to spend $200,000 in that country. And you can see there's plenty of countries that offer this, a good amount of countries, I shouldn't say plenty. St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, these are different places in the Caribbean that offer these programs. Grenada, Egypt is another country that offers this program as well. So as we wrap this up, this is very interesting information. Obviously, this is going to be a program, excuse me, talking a lot today. Jeremiah, we need you back. This is going to be a program that's going to be for wealthy investors, people that are coming from other countries that are extremely wealthy, that have $5 million to spend to be a part of the United States. Trump also quote, it's somewhat like a green card, but at a higher level of sophistication. It's a road to citizenship for people, and essentially people of wealth or people of great talent, where people of wealth pay for those people of talent to get in, meaning companies will pay people to get in and have a long-term status in the country. This is what President Trump says. So he's clearly trying to get wealthy people in the country, and he's also trying to get talented people in the country. So very, very interesting. This is actually pretty crazy. I've never heard of anything like this. The $5 million gold card for high-level immigrants is what is quoted. Look, if you guys learned anything from this episode, if you guys gained anything from this episode, do us a huge favor. Do me a favor. I came on here today by myself, giving you guys the information, sharing my screen. It would mean the world is if you guys can share this with one other person out there. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Music, please share. Leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you think about everything we went over today. What do you think about gold? What do you think about this gold card for people to purchase $5 million gold card? What do you think about Apple and them spending $500 billion investment in the city of Houston, in that area? What do you think about all this? Leave a comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe. It would mean the world to us. Jeremiah is going to be back on this week or next week, so you don't have to deal with me too long, right? But look, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate all the comments, the growth, the subscribers. We appreciate you guys, the Latin Wealth family. We'll catch you guys next week.